Hi everyone, welcome to the Health Tip this week. So this week we're going to be focusing on a really important research paper that came out recently, and it really focuses in on the importance of why children need to be under care. So there's a December 2015 research paper published in the Journal of Neurobiology of Stress. And what they found is that early life stresses in the important developmental periods in the first few years of life, if there was a specific kind of emotional, toxic kind of stress or environmental stresses to the baby during those times, it led to a disruption in a certain pathway development in the brain and the body. So the limbic system is a very important system for how our emotions are controlled, but then that will regulate something called the hypothalamus, and then it changes what we call cortical inputs to the autonomic nervous system. So what does all that mean? Basically, these stresses in early life had an impact on the brain's development, and it actually changed how what we call the autonomic nerves. Those are the nerves that control the automatic functions in our body, like our breathing, digestion, heart rate, blood pressure, the things we don't think about. So they're not conscious motor nerves or things like that, but they're autonomic nerves. That system regulates the insides. And what happened is it led to something what they're describing as visceral hyperalgesia. So visceral relates to the stuff in the viscera or the internal organ stuff, and hyperalgesia means higher pain expression, basically. So algae, like antalgia, is doing something opposite of pain. Hyperalgesia means there's hyper pain symptoms or problems. So these early life stresses were leading to things that actually caused those adults, when they became adults, to usually have higher probability of having digestive issues. So I'll just read a couple of things here. So it says, it's critical to address the stress in the nervous system early in life. That's what we do with chiropractic care. So the paper published in the American Academy of Pediatrics suggests early experiences and environmental influences can leave a lasting signature on the genetic predispositions that affect emerging brain architecture and long-term health. Many adult diseases should be viewed as developmental disorders that began early in life, and that persistent health disparities associated with poverty, discrimination, or maltreatment could be reduced by the alleviation of toxic stress in childhood. So one of the really, really important things that we do with network care, we actually kind of address different, we call them intelligences in the body. So like the biointelligence is like the physical structure, then the emotional intelligence. When kids are in that state, when they're very susceptible, they need safety in their system. And if they have a healthy, functioning nervous system by the care that we do, they can feel safety and develop properly. If they're feeling unsafe or challenged by toxic stresses, which can be environmental, emotional, etc., they can actually cause them to go into freeze, fight, or flight mode. So they just kind of lock up, and it prevents normal development, and it can actually lead to things in later life that they actually are always having gut problems all the time, digestive issues, and all sorts of other things too. So this really keys in on the importance, I've said it so many times, just the process of being born is stressful on the baby's spine. They pull on the head and just coming out there. If they do it by C-section, it's even worse. So the more we can have our kids growing up with a healthy nerve system through chiropractic care, the better things will be for their life in general. So it's really, really important to get your kids under care. If you've had your kids in care in the office and they haven't been in a while, make sure they come back. And if you're a person seeing this for the first time, it's a really great idea to get your newborns checked as soon as they're born, and then actually having the mother under care during pregnancy would be even better, and then having your kids checked regularly during the milestones of their life, like when they're lifting up their head, when they're sitting up, when they're standing up, when they're walking. All of these important milestones are important to get those checked and make sure that they're working and functioning properly on the inside, so that these things will have less effect on them. So that's your health tip for this week. Hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.